Hey guys, how you doing today? It's Barb with Bows on Edge. Um, Today we're going to talk about a story of a baby who had been kept secret for a fairly long time. Um, if child abuse, things like that trigger you in any kind of way, please read my disclaimer down in the comments section. That is what this channel is all about. It's about abusive kids and anything that has to do with that. So please read the disclaimer. If it bothers you in any way, then you want to click off the channel. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. This has to do with a British mother who has been sentenced to serious time behind bars after allegedly keeping her infant child confined to a dresser drawer under her bed for the first 3 years of that child's life. 3 years. The woman, whose name has not been withheld to protect the identity of the victim, a little girl, who was sentenced to 7 years and 6 months in prison. I don't think that's enough. I just don't think that's enough. The sentencing came after she pled guilty to 4 counts of causing ill treatment, neglect, and abandonment of a child to cause unnecessary suffering and injury. Per CPS, the child was born in 2020 with a cleft palate and with the mother saying she gave birth in a bathtub at home. She claimed she didn't know she was pregnant. I don't believe that. Then, for a reason that CPS was never able to establish, she decided to place the baby in a dresser drawer under her bed and leave her there. She came back now and again to feed her milk with a little bit of cereal in it through a medicine syringe and change the child's diapers. Why couldn't she buy a bottle? Why was it through a medical syringe? She could have easily bought, if she wanted to keep the child a secret, she still could have bought a baby bottle and fed the child normally. The mother allegedly went about her life, caring for her other children, going to work, and leaving the baby alone in the drawer for hours on end. She also went on, she would stay at relatives' homes during Christmas for days while this baby was left at home alone. It was revealed in court the mother kept the child's existence from a secret from her other children, as well as her partner, who sometimes stayed over at her home. Now, her attorney said she suffered from mental health and had struggled during COVID lockdown. That does not mean you get to mistreat your child. CPS said that over time, the baby's growth and physical and mental development was severely impacted by the lack of care, attention, and food, and the restrictions of a life spent in a drawer. It was the mother's partner who allegedly discovered the child in February of 2023 after CPS said he heard what he thought was a baby crying. He had gone back in the house to use the bathroom after defendant had left her keys in the door. She usually didn't allow him upstairs alone. Gee, we wonder why. She usually didn't, oh no, we got that part. She found the child with matted hair and clearly malnourished. After he ran from the house in shock, he called his mother and told her what he saw, and she called the woman's own mother along with police and social services. A social worker responded to the scene and spoke in court with prosecutors detailing their alleged statement regarding the overwhelming horror they found at that home. She stated, "Since March 2023, I have thought about that baby and the case. My initial feelings and thoughts when we entered the mother's bedroom was of disbelief. The mother walked around the side of the bed and I followed. I was taken aback by what I saw and was extremely shocked to see a baby in a drawer looking up at me." The baby stared at me and was rocking back and forth. She said, I looked at her mother and asked, is this where you keep her? And she blasé stated matter-of-factly, yes, in the drawer. The CPS worker said she was shocked. The mother did not show any emotion and appeared blasé about the whole situation. I asked her if anyone else had ever seen the baby, and she said no. It became overwhelming horror that I was probably the only other face the child had seen apart from her mother's. Having been a social worker since 2006, I have never experienced such extreme case of blatant child neglect and cruelty. The mother showed no remorse and no emotion, which she found extremely difficult to comprehend. The prosecutors, the woman's prosecutors told police she didn't want to tell the child's father she was pregnant, claiming she was in an abusive relationship. Well, at first she said she didn't know she was pregnant, but then she said she was afraid to tell the father she was pregnant because of the abusive relationship. Medical experts per CPS said the child could not crawl, could not walk, could not talk, or make any communicative noises, and made repetitive self-soothing movements such as rocking back and forth. They also claimed she was significantly malnourished, unkept, dehydrated, and had an untreated cleft lip and palate, a swollen abdomen, and significant diaper rash and poor muscle bulk. She also had floppy limbs, swollen feet, and an abnormal position and redness to the outer limbs. They said the child's development was equivalent to that of a 10-month-old baby. And that was as a result of the extreme nature of the neglect from being kept in the drawer. The baby couldn't grow. CPS noted, however, that the child began vocalizing to seek adult comfort and crying to make her needs known after being admitted to the hospital, and has since continued to make progress. Now, despite 2 operations to fix her cleft palate, she still needs further surgery. During the sentencing hearing, the judge said the woman's actions totally defied belief, and he said, you attempted to control this situation as carefully as you could, but by sheer chance, your terrible secret was discovered. I don't remember a case as bad as this in my 46 years. After the senior prosecutor reading the evidence, I had to take myself away and try to process what I had read. The child has never had a birthday present, a Christmas present, or anything to recognize these days. She had no interaction with any of her siblings, and she hadn't known daylight or fresh air and didn't respond to her own name when she was first found. The child, who is now in foster care, is an intelligent little girl, is slowly coming to life. I don't understand why she didn't put the child up for adoption. She clearly didn't want it. She was afraid to tell anybody that the child existed. You still could have put it up for adoption without anybody else knowing what happened. She clearly knew. I don't get the whole, she may have been severely depressed. I get that. I get everybody went through crap during COVID, and it was hard on everybody. But that doesn't give you an excuse to mistreat a child. I do want to say, if you suspect child abuse at all, call the Child Helpline National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4-A-CHILD, which is 1-800-422-4453. If you don't want to talk to anybody, you can go directly to their website as www.childhelp.org. The calls are free, and you can make a complaint 24/7. I don't care how minute you think the problem may be. If it has to do with a child and it's wrong, please call that number or send an email. Children don't have control over this. They don't deserve this. So please so if you suspect anything, just do what you can. Now, guys, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me greatly. Give that thumbs up button, hit that notification bell so that the next time I upload a video, you will be notified. Until next time, guys, peace.